Steph, right now we're following some breaking news from the nation's capital. A relief package deal has been reached. The $2 trillion measure gives aid to workers, businesses, and healthcare systems. We have more on that in just a moment, but first we want to begin with a look at the latest numbers. Worldwide, COVID-19 cases are moving closer and closer to 425,000 in 170 countries. Now, here in the U.S., we've surpassed 55,000. That's the third most of any country in the world. Now, here's a closer look at our numbers in Alabama. They show an increase to 242 cases. That's an increase of 48 from this time yesterday. 118 of those total cases are either in Jefferson or Shelby County. Now, elsewhere in our area, Tuscaloosa reports 10 cases, Walker County at 5, St. Clair County 4, and Coleman 3. And UAB calls this rise in cases in Jefferson County overwhelming evidence. Take a look at these day-by-day numbers. Right now, UAB is treating 45 patients, but that number could also rise quickly as they are waiting on results for 81 people.
All right, let's go back to Washington, where the White House and Senate leaders have agreed on an unprecedented emergency legislation. The $2 trillion plan is the largest economic stimulus rescue package in history.
It's good news for the doctors and nurses in emergency rooms around the country who are waiting for more masks and more funding. It's good news for families all across America.
Now, this is intended as a weeks or months long patch for an economy spiraling into a recession. That deal announced a little after midnight, so it's fresh here this morning. We should learn full details in the coming days. Meanwhile, here's what we do know at this hour. $250 billion will be made in direct payments to individuals and families like you and me. $350 billion more will be made to small business loans. $250 billion goes to unemployment insurance benefits, and $500 billion in loans for distressed companies.
The men and women of the greatest country on earth are going to defeat this coronavirus and reclaim our future. And the Senate's going to make sure they have the ammunition they need to do it.
This is not a moment of celebration, but one of necessity. Big help and quick help. We're going to take up and pass this package to care for those who are now caring for us.
And small businesses in Birmingham could receive even more help. Today, the City Council will meet to consider authorizing the city to enter into an agreement with the Birmingham Resource Center. It would give small businesses a chance to apply for loans, and businesses with less than 50 employees can apply for loans up to $25,000, and small business owners can apply for a loan at bhamstrong.com. Meanwhile, Mayor Randall Woodfin has issued a shelter-in-place ordinance. It's all in an effort to slow down the spread of the virus. That will remain in place until April 3rd. That order is not going to be made statewide, though. Governor Kay Ivey cites economic concerns for holding off on any kind of shelter-in-place order. She says her priority is to keep the state's economy going as much as possible.
A similar mindset in Hoover, where now Mayor Frank Brocato also holding off on a shelter-in-place order. Instead, he urges people to follow the social distancing guidelines handed down by the Jefferson County health officer. This morning, it appears pleas from doctors and nurses around the country for more supplies have been heard. Right now, the supply of masks, face shields, and gowns running critically low. Experts now sending a warning. Very soon, hospitals are going to be needing hundreds and thousands of additional ventilators. President Donald Trump hears the concern. He delivers this promise.
The federal government is distributing more than 8 million N95 respirators, 14 million surgical masks, and many, many millions more under order, and they'll be arriving soon.
According to the president, more than 4,000 ventilators have already been sent to the hardest hit areas, with another 4,000 going to New York.
And while the entire world is battling the coronavirus, we have to remember that there is a battle within the battle. Healthcare workers, doctors, and nurses are on the front lines taking care of patients. As we told you yesterday, a lot of them are accepting that they might get sick at some point, and some are already sick, including Megan Usich. Instead of working, she's at home waiting on test results in San Diego, California.
I'm a healthcare worker. I will be in contact with patients. I want to be tested. This is a moral dilemma that healthcare workers are dealing with right now. We're feeling sick, we're trying to get testing, and either we're not getting the testing or the testing is taking 5, 6, 7 days to get back.
And in Spain, some 14% of the COVID-19 cases are medical professionals. In Spain, Italy, and France, more than 30 doctors and nurses have died from the virus. Now, back here in Alabama, the Department of Labor has received around 17,000 unemployment claims in just the past 48 hours alone. That is nearly double the number of claims filed all of last week, and more of them could be coming. The Alabama Hospitality Association estimates that 225,000 hotel and restaurant workers will be laid off.
Well, one local company is finding a way to deal with this situation, a mother-daughter combo running a company called Mixtros. Very interesting what they're doing here, trying to give back, and they're doing a great job. Sarah Killian live in Birmingham with us this morning to tell us more about this venture. Sarah?
Hey, Rick. With a lot of people having to stay at home during this coronavirus outbreak, Mixtros is launching a product that will meet people where they are. Mixtros is a networking app founded by Ashley Ammons and her mother, Carrie Schrader. This is used at business functions with 50 or more people. Up until now, this was an app used in person, but now Mixtros is getting ready to launch a virtual option.
So we have the goods to bring people together for orientations, project team development, networking. It is truly the experience of live Mixtros with a virtual twist.
Now, Mixtros, they have a webinar planned for the early stages of this virtual option. They originally just had one webinar planned, but because they had such a demand for this project, they're having to add 2 more of those webinars. This project is fully expected to launch in early April. Live in Birmingham, Sarah Killian, WVTM 13.
And one of the main rules to avoid the coronavirus is to wash your hands, but a lot of people in the homeless community have not been able to do that until today. Later this morning, the Jefferson County Department of Health will start placing portable hand washing stations around the city for the homeless to use. Now, while the pandemic is ongoing, you also want to keep a strong immune system. So how can you do that? Well, the first thing, eat a diet high in fruits and vegetables and whole grains, exercise regularly, and maintain a healthy weight. If you're drinking alcohol, drink in moderation, and finally get enough sleep. All of this in addition to what we've already told you, washing your hands and not touching your face.
Well, we know that seniors are at a higher risk for coronavirus or being infected. So what we should know if we're going to visit our parents or our grandparents moving ahead. First, put together a list of emergency contacts for them. It could be doctors or family members, neighbors. Plan ahead. Make sure a trusted neighbor has a set of house keys. That's important. Also, stock up on medication for the next couple of weeks. And finally, check in regularly. So important there. Look, if you missed any of this information, you can check it out right now on the free WVTM 13 app. Just look in the coronavirus section. It's all there for you.
And breaking overnight, Birmingham firefighters spent hours battling a large warehouse fire. It's located on Center Street near 3rd Avenue West. We're told that warehouse was full of roofing supplies. At last check, the cause of that fire has not been determined.
We've got a little bit of rain still across South Alabama this morning, our southern counties, but it's going to be clearing out and we're going to be in store for a really nice day today. It's currently in the 60s in a lot of locations. We'll be near 62 at 9, 65 by noon today. Plenty of time to be able to get outside and enjoy some of the sunshine this afternoon as we'll get rid of the clouds this morning. 67 in Birmingham, a little bit cooler up across some of the northern spots. WVTM 13 live Doppler showing a few of those showers down here across South Alabama. They'll be around for the maybe the next few hours and then they should be out of here by 9 a.m. Most of the rain will be gone and we'll start to see those clouds moving out too. Rick, Carla?
It's been very painful for our country and very destabilizing for our country.
In an effort to get the economy back on track, President Trump says people may be headed back to work sooner than expected.
And Rimrock, the city of Mobile, going to the extreme to help keep people from playing pickup basketball in the city parks. Interesting. 4:11, it is Wednesday morning and you are watching WVTM 13 News.